Hey, everybody. Been a while since I've done this, and today I'm here to talk to you about ChatGPT. Imagine that. It's the topic of the hour, right? So, some of you may know that I started my career online as a freelance copywriter, marketing strategist. I've been online for over 18 years. And one of the things about my journey online is that I didn't start until I was already past 50. I always kid and say don't do the math, but actually, I'm really proud of what I've been able to accomplish, and that I'm not about haven't reached the end of that yet. And so one of my missions now is to be working with other exceptional humans, just amazing humans that are past 50 who have been in corporate structures and now want to move into something else. They want to get out of the traditional job. They have a dream that they want to see come to life. They have a vision for something more. All of those things are things that I do now in bespoke coaching and mentoring and guiding people in that process. So, but along the way, here came ChatGPT blazing onto the scene. Now, I did a video, I don't remember now how many months ago it was, but a while back, and skeptical about AI in general, right? And it's kind of funny because my son, who happens to be a Rhodes Scholar and ended up going to MIT, ended up in the media lab. And this was like, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago, something like that. And he worked on artificial intelligence. So I've been familiar with the topic for a long time just because of that. But when it comes to writing your marketing messaging and creating sales pages and webinars and all of these things, I still felt real skeptical about that AI taking over that role. So when ChatGPT came onto the scene, of course, one of the things that I realized about marketing and moving forward in your business is you really have to be adaptable and open to new ideas and be a lifelong learner. And so I kind of tossed around that idea for a while of yes or no, what do I want to do with this? And decided, I needed to start learning about it. So I signed up for ChatGPT, and now I have the ChatGPT 4, and I have the monthly membership in it. And I've done a lot of fiddling around with it, you might say, and just really looking to see what could it do. And moving from skeptic into more of like partnership, actually. And so it's kind of the whole chat gpt friend or foe, and I'm really beginning to see it as a partner, as a tool, another a tool for your business, whether you're a copywriter or not, whether you're a marketer or someone who's moving into a new arena with your business. You really need to understand, if you're going to use chat gpt, you still need to understand the basic tenets of what makes compelling copy, what makes a really distinct marketing message, what makes that connection with another human being. And so you really need to understand that. My advice, to not, I think there's superficial marketing that may go on by using it for everything, using ChatGPT to write every aspect. I see it more as an adjunct to increase the speed with which you can do things, to help generate new ideas, all of those things. And so I use it for research. I use it for putting together foundational outlines. I use it for a flow, a structure. And honestly, you kind of start having conversations with it. It's sort of like you create this bond, right? And so the please and thank you, and appreciating that this communication that you're having, even though it's, I know it's not a real person, but drawing from the knowledge that's been fed into it, it's just going to get better and better. Do I think it's going to replace people writing their own marketing messaging, or really that original thought that goes into what you're creating? No, I don't think it's going to replace it. But I think it's a big mistake to ignore it. And I think that if you're just really operating at a very low level with your marketing messaging, or a copywriter who's just going to thinks they can just kind of skim by, those are the individuals that may find out that they have actually been put out of business by not understanding the nuances and the structure of using ChatGPT, and your own knowledge, your own wisdom, your own experience, your own heart and soul coming into the picture, right? So today I want to show you, I'm working on, actually it's done now, but I was working on a landing page for a live Q&A I'm going to do for the very people that I just mentioned, experienced professionals that are over 50, that are looking for a new pathway, really want to get out of corporate, or feeling really bogged down or weighed down by it, feeling the slings and arrows of ageism and assumptions about what they're capable of, all of these things, right? And so I'm going to be doing some live Q&A sessions about that. And I needed to write a landing page for it so people could sign up to attend, right? And so I needed some ideas. So I'm going to show you, and I'm going to say right off the bat, there's a little bit of logistical gymnastics here with this. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that I can do this smoothly. And if not, I hope you'll bear with me and give me a little grace on moving through this. But the first thing I want to do is show you how I began this process. First thing is we have to give it the right information to be able to get a good answer. So I wrote, so now I'm looking for 3 words that would make a pattern in the marketing message. I was thinking if they have had enough of being marginalized, patronized, and I need one more for the eyes, the IZED pattern. Can you help me come up with one? And it said, absolutely. I can see you're creating a memorable and impactful pattern in your message. Continuing the IZED pattern, you might consider the word compartmentalized. It implies a sense of being boxed into a specific role or duty, often limiting creativity and personal growth, and went on to say a little bit more. And I thought, that is fantastic, because I just couldn't think of that third word. And I'd already been having that conversation with ChatGPT about who my target audience is, and it's experienced professionals over 50 who are tired of being in a traditional job or whatever they're doing in their career, and they're ready to break out of that, and they're looking for that new pathway. And so I wanted to really be able to hit directly on what they might be feeling. And so I actually told Chat, oh, I like that one. And Chat says, I'm glad you liked it. Compartmentalized really captures the frustrations many feel in traditional employment settings, especially when they're yearning for more freedom and creativity. It should resonate well in your marketing message. And so I go on and I ask it to expand on what those 3 words mean. And that's a whole different conversation that we had. But that's how this worked to get to the point where I would have a pre-headline. And so I'll be showing that to you before we're done with this video. I'll show you exactly what that looked like. But that's one of the ways that you can kind of jumpstart your creativity. So basically what I ended up with was my pattern, my 3-part pattern of marginalized, patronized, and compartmentalized. And my pre-head is experienced professionals past 50. Are you tired of being marginalized, patronized, and compartmentalized? Got my my pattern of 3 using my alliteration with the same ending on all of them, the IZED, and it makes a really good segue into what is the headline going to be. So that was the next challenge, is what is the headline going to be? So let's take a look at how I came up with that. Next, I needed a headline. So I asked ChatGPT to show me right here. Let's look at creating 10 headline ideas for my website. Use the structure of how to, and fill in the blank here, without, and then use 3 examples in a pattern. For example, how to break free from. And so I wanted to move away from the problem or the pain and not yet move into, oh, so that you can do all these amazing things, right? Because sometimes people just aren't ready for that. They're not going to believe that. And so the first order of the day is, what is the thing that they're trying to get away from, right? So here's what it gave me: 10 website headline ideas following the suggested structure. So I'm looking through these: how to launch your dream business without fear, financial instability, or facing the age bias. There's a couple things I like about that, but I think it's kind of awkward, the fear, financial instability, or facing the age bias. I just thought that was awkward. How to break free. Use my break free idea from your traditional job without risking your savings, your peace of mind, or fighting the technological tide. Don't really like technological tide, but I could kind of relate to a couple of these. So we go on: how to ignite your entrepreneurial spirit, how to navigate the startup landscape. I don't really think startup was appropriate for what I'm doing. I'm doing a live Q&A session for experienced professionals over 50 that want to do something new and get out of the corporate structure. How to be your own boss without struggling with market research, legal complexities. That just seemed awkward. I didn't really like the flow of that. So anyway, it gave me these 10, and I kind of came back to how to launch your dream business without. I kind of like that beginning. So I said to ChatGPT, how about how to create your entrepreneurial dream business without losing your mind, money, or motivation? Because remember, I like alliteration and I like patterns of 3. And I was thinking, now, without losing your mind, without losing your money, without losing your motivation to do the thing. And here chat told me, well, this is a strong, engaging headline. It speaks to the three main concerns. And it goes on to have this conversation with me. And this is actually really a helpful tool for getting you going and thinking in the direction that you want to go with your marketing messaging, and how are you going to put it together in a really clear way. And chat went on to say, this conveys clearly and concisely that your coaching services or program will provide practical strategies and support to navigate the challenges. And so I was still thinking about it. So I said, well, what about momentum instead of motivation, or another M word that completes the pattern? Well, here it gave me, okay, so it thought sense of momentum can be just as important when starting a new venture. And so it gave me an update, how to create your entrepreneurial dream business without losing your mind, money, or momentum. Well, I thought not bad, but wasn't quite sure if that's what I wanted. Excuse me. So it gave me a few more M words. So without losing your mind, money, or mastery, your mind, money, or morale, your mind, money, or means, your mind, money, or milestones, your mind, money, or mission. Didn't really like any of those. And so I went on to, I'm not showing you here on this one, but I had a little more conversation about the difference between momentum and motivation. I asked it that. And I came back to thinking I really like momentum. So that's what I came up with for my headline, is how to create your entrepreneurial dream business without losing your mind, your money, or your motivation. So that's how I began my landing page. And, I really ended up with what I consider to be a really good landing page for this live Q&A sessions we're going to start doing. And so this is how I see ChatGPT. It's a partner. It's because while it's helping you with research, it can help you with foundational thoughts. It can help you expand your own thinking about something that you're considering, kind of having a little bit of feedback, a little reflection of what you've been thinking about in the first place. And it helps you continue the thinking process, because you have to be able to think to use ChatGPT effectively. It's only going to be as good as what you give it to work with. So that means the prompts, the things that you're going to write, really are just instructions, right? Commands, basically. Prompt sounds a lot nicer. And continue to have that conversation and go deeper, because that's part of what you should be doing in your marketing, is going deeper than the obvious, going below the surface to what really is driving the person that you're marketing to, your prospects, your audience. What is that's really at the heart of things? And so I like to call this, we call it B2B and B2C marketing, business to business, business to consumer. Well, how about H to H? How about human to human? Right? That we don't want to forget that in the equation, or even H to H of heart to heart, bringing that heart and soul and spirit into it that ChatGPT doesn't have. It doesn't have the heart. It doesn't have the soul. That's up to you to bring to the table with all of this. I'm going to be doing a lot more experimentation with what can I teach ChatGPT about how I express my feelings and thoughts and share my expertise with the people that I serve and the people that I help. And I do a lot of work with mindset, with the neuroscience of mindset, as well as the spiritual connection of what I call your divine assignment, of what that next level is for you. And so I'm going to be experimenting with some aspects that I use in my trainings to see if ChatGPT can emulate that, if it can get it, so to speak, if I can customize certain aspects of that and help people use it in that way. And so bottom line, ChatGPT isn't going anywhere. It's just going to continue to expand and get smarter and smarter and more skilled. But that means we as humans need to keep up with it. We need to be able to bring ourselves and our messaging to the party as well. And when you put that all together, you can come up with some really amazing ways to start writing some of your marketing materials. So if you'd like to see the landing page that I ended up with this, I'm going to put it so you can see exactly just the actual document. Is not going to be designed or anything, but you can actually see what I came up with from using ChatGPT to jumpstart my creativity. I hope this helps jumpstart yours as well. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Hey, folks, thanks for sticking around. If you'd like more of this great content, Check out these videos on the page. And if you're new here, be sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss a thing. And I'll talk to you again soon.